Hi guys, how are you all doing? This is the Tennis World with the Tennis Expert. I am your tennis expert. Big warm welcome to all my viewers right around the world. I just want to review. I want to review the final of the Australian Open. I want to review the final of the Australian Open 2025. I've been traveling a bit, so I'm a bit delayed with this video. But anyway, the tournament is over, and that's when you would do the video. But I would like to have done 2 or 3 days after instead of 10 days after. But yeah, I'm going to review for you. Now I'm back from my trip, the final of the 2025 Australian Open. Alexander Zverev of Germany versus Yannick Sinner of Italy, right? Sinner wins this in straight sets. This is what I would say about the match, right? I said 4 or 5 sets to Sinner, but I went for 4, the most likely outcome. And I just thought like Zverev was playing well. I felt the last time they met on a hard court, it was a final set tiebreaker. And I just felt he would battle better and play better and push Sinner more. But I did think Sinner would win in 4 sets. Like that was what I thought would be the most likely outcome. And actually, in the second set tiebreaker, we were 4-4. There was a let court. If the let court didn't go Sinner's way, Zverev could have won that second set, and that would have been his 1-set-1, and then Sinner would have probably won in 4 sets, and I would have been right. But anyway, the let court went Sinner's way, and that was sort of the moment, that second set tiebreaker, that decided if it was going to be straight sets for Sinner, or if it was going to be 4 sets probably for Sinner. And we were a couple of points away from either being 3 or 4 sets. I said 4 or 5, so I guess I was a set off. This was borderline 3 or 4 sets, and the tiebreaker decided, but at the end it's straight sets. I said that all the things Zverev does, like a big serve, lots of power, and lots of power and ability to hit winners in the ground strokes. You know what I felt like? I felt like all those things, power on the serve, power on the ground strokes, all the strengths that Zverev has, Sinner also has. But then on the negative side, Zverev hits more errors to get those winners, whereas Sinner doesn't. So Sinner's getting the same off the serve and ground strokes, but less unforced errors. Right, guys? So I just thought like, if all Zverev's strengths with the power on the serve and the ground strokes are matched, but then to get the winners Zverev has, he has to hit more errors, but Sinner's getting the same amount of offense, but he's not giving him the errors, then that could really decide things. But then also, like, they're 2 big servers, so a big key is who can get more serves back in play to have a chance to break. And I felt like Sinner's a better returner server too. And then I felt like Sinner's more well-rounded. He's got the same offense as Zverev, but he's also got better defense, whereas Zverev doesn't have that. And again, because Zverev doesn't have that defense, he doesn't want to be in long rallies that involve defense. He's going to have to go for more. And again, this part about making more errors. And then again, so most of the time, their offense was deciding it. Like big serve, power game, they were holding serve. And it only came down to 2 breaks of serve for Sinner and a tiebreaker to decide the 3 sets, right? He was only better because of those things. And like I said, when they were both holding serve, they were matching each other in the offense, like I said. But then as soon as one of them misses serve, it becomes second serve points, right? If Sinner loses a whole lot of misses a whole lot of first serves, he can still hold serve, right? Because Zverev can get the return back. Zverev can get the return back, but Sinner can still, even when he doesn't win if he serve, he can win the rallies because he's got just as much offense as Zverev. He's got better defense and he's less likely to make an error. So most likely, even when he misses his first serve, he's still going to win the rally on the second serve and win the point. Whereas when Zverev missed first serves, he was going to get in a rally, and Sinner was going to be more likely to win the rally because Sinner's matching him on offense, better defense, and less errors. So most of the time, they matched each other on the power game, serve and power on the ground strokes, and they held serve. But then twice in the match, Zverev missed a whole bunch of first serves. It became about second service points, and Sinner won the rallies because he's got the same offense but also defense, and he's getting less errors. And also, he's more likely to force Zverev to play rally on his serve than Zverev can make him play on Sinner's serve because they both have big serves, and Sinner's got a better return of serve. So therefore, Zverev will have to play more rallies on his own serve because Sinner's got a better return of serve. But anyway, when 2 times in the match, Zverev missed some first serves and had to serve second serves and had to get into long rallies and win the rallies to hold serve. He wasn't able to do that. Sinner was able to out-rally him both times and get the break, right? But the rest of the time, they both had that big serve and a lot of power on the ground strokes. They were dominating with the serve plus the power on the ground strokes behind the serve, and no one had a chance to break. But those 2 games that Zverev missed serve, Sinner, with his good return, got him into rally and was able to out-rally Zverev a lot of the time because Zverev, like I said, he's got the same power, but he's making more errors. So he makes critical errors in these rallies, which Sinner doesn't. But Sinner's got the same power without the risk. So in those two games where Zverev missed first serves and served second serves and got into rallies, with the better defense and the less errors and just more patience, Sinner was able to out-rally him, get the break, and also critical errors in those 2 games too for Zverev. And each break gave him 1 set. So 1 break in the first set, 1 break in the third. They both gave him each of the sets. Second set was a tie break. They were 4-all. And then the unlucky let court happened and made it 5-4 to Sinner. And then Sinner had 2 service points up 5-4 and won it with the serve plus ground strokes behind it, and the serve setting it all up, and went from 5-4 to 7-5. But one thing that I also noticed is Sinner, I don't even know if he faced a break point. If he did, it was like 1, because he was able to win with his serve and power game like Zverev. But when he missed first serves and had to rally, he was still able to win the rallies. So there was no way to really put him under any pressure on his serve. Whereas while Zverev got first serves and it was fine, but when he had second serves and he had to get into rallies, and then the more consistent player, better defensively, better return of serve, Sinner, that's when he excelled. And those 2 games when he missed a whole lot of first serves, it came down to rallies. Sinner out-rallied him, got the break both times, and got each of those 2 sets with those breaks. But outside those 2 games, it was just like they're matching each other with the ground strokes and the serve, and they're both holding serve. And the second set, they were equal. Zverev really tried to keep the power and keep the consistency and try to say, I've got the same power as Sinner, I'm going to make less errors, right? But then you just got the let court, and then Sinner had 2 service points, and Sinner, again, a big problem was he couldn't challenge Sinner on serve because Sinner would win a lot of points for the serve, but even when he didn't, had to rally, he would still win the rallies. But when Zverev missed first serves and had to get into rallies, then that was a chance for Sinner to get the break, which happened twice. So it just came down to what I said, that Sinner is matching Zverev on the serve and on the power on the ground strokes and all his strengths. He's better actually mentally, that's a 4th point, but he's better at defense, better at return of serve, and hitting less errors and the same amount of winners. And that really decided it. And then you could see that as soon as Zverev had 2 service games where he missed first serves, had to rally to try to hold serve, wasn't able to do it. whereas Sinner was able to do it when his serve was landing in on the first serve, and when it didn't, he just won the rallies. So it just came down to those points. Probably if there wasn't some bad luck for Zverev, he might have got a set. I predicted 4. It was a few points away from being 4, but I just felt like Sinner was a bit better than what I thought, but Zverev made a few too critical errors in those 2 service games, and then wasn't able to threaten Sinner at all on serve, because Sinner was able to win with his serve and ground strokes behind it. And then even when he got a whole lot of first serves, it didn't help Zverev. And then because Sinner still out-rallied him, so he never had a chance to even break Sinner, and that was a big problem too. But then the 3 points that I said, better return, less errors, and faster, better defense, those things while matching Zverev on his power really won this match. And Jannik Sinner is your 2025 Australian Open champion. That's my video for today. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. I'm going to be doing videos about Indian Wells and Miami when they start next month in March. If I see a whole lot of top players in a tournament before that, I'll be doing that. And I'll be doing Monte Carlo. I'll be doing Madrid, Rome, all the Grand Slams, French Open, Wimbledon, US Open. So in about a month at the latest, I'm going to be back with you right when the draw comes out at Indian Wells. That's the latest I'll do a video, but it could well be before that if we get top players playing. And I just think Sinner has now cemented himself as for sure the best hard-court player. I think Rod Laver is his home. He's taken over from Djokovic. Djokovic used to be the guy to dominate at the Australian Open. Now it's Sinner, and he's the guy on all hard courts. But he's still a one-surface guy, and he needs to prove himself at Wimbledon or the French Open. I think Wimbledon, it was just because he was sick. I think Wimbledon could be his best surface in his career. I think he likes fast courts. He's got a big serve. He could be better than any of the hard courts. But the French Open, I think, will be his worst surface. It'll be hard. At some point, he'll win, but it's going to be hard, I would say. But for now, he's the guy at the Australian Open, Rod Laver Arena, and all hard courts. And he's your 2025 Australian Open champion. That's my video for today. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. Please subscribe and be back for my next video, the latest early March for Indian Wells, but hopefully before that. Thanks for watching, and subscribe, and bye for now. Thanks for being with me, guys. Bye for now, and be back for my next video. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. Bye for now.